You are listening to the Shmooze!
Hey,
Hi!
so what are we going to schmooze about today?
Okay, witchcraft
Ooh.
and the abnormal.
Ooh.
And we're going to talk about I Dream of Genie.
Dun, 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 dun. We used to go around all day long, you know?
And Bewitched.
Yes, she would go like,
she would go like something like
a twitch of an eye or something.
The eyes, the nose, the mouth. It was really not very clear. Sometimes like something like this. Sometimes it was the eyes. Sometimes she would just like waver or something.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she's like, you know, it just happens. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So it wasn't very consistent on Bewitched. So what did you like about this show?
I actually just loved the fact that things just magically appeared and magically were happy. You know, like she doesn't have to vacuum, she doesn't have to do dishes. You know, she doesn't have anything to wear. She just goes like this. She finds something to wear. I thought it was great. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me too. I think all the household chores that can be done like so easily, that really talks to me.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit about real life chores. How do we deal with this? Like, we have a lot of kids, we have a house to maintain. It's not easy.
Right.
I'm not a very organized person to begin with.
Oh my God, no, me neither. Me neither.
And it's just, I think I did go through different stages throughout time. And at first I was like afraid even to be organized and neat.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought like part of my personality, my fun loving personality, would be erased if I become like this like really tidy person.
That's interesting.
And
that's really interesting what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because they conducted like a survey or a learning group, and they found that the more, you know, you have this creative side and people think, oh, you know, like being creative, you have to be like all over the place. And what they found was actually the opposite, that the more rules you have, it doesn't stifle creativity, it makes you more creative. Like if you have to come up with an idea for like a desk, right? But you're given all these parameters,
Yeah,
of what the desk can be and how the desk can be, all of a sudden your mind starts thinking in different ways. So it's interesting that you're saying that you're afraid to be neat and tidy because that would stifle you, when like when these tests show that, you know, it actually brings out the creativity in you.
Right.
That's really interesting.
So as soon as I got rid of that belief,
Okay.
through hard work, you know.
Right.
But I think things got better, and I do accept the side of me that's like organizing is not really my thing. It's okay. So sometimes things are a little messy. And sometimes I feel like, oh, I've had enough of it. Then I organize and it holds up for a while and it's nice. My mother-in-law's been here for the past week.
Right. How's that going?
And it's a challenge, but it's beautiful. I love her.
Lady.
I love
she's
her.
A really nice lady.
But she's like, every time she sees a dish, she has to wash it. And
Great.
Yeah. And it sort of like inspired me.
Ooh.
Because like she saw like the piles of laundry, she got really, how do you say, it really annoyed her. So I asked for help with my neighbors and we got the laundry done.
Ooh.
Because my machine is not really working so well.
Oh wow.
So we did that, and then I was like on my own. I went and I did some organizing and stuff, because things that don't bother you usually when there's somebody else looking at it. So you say, oh, I can improve this.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, but I think that I don't know if I had the superpower to just do like this and everything would be organized. You know, what would that do for your neshama? What would that do for your soul?
Oh, great things. great things.
On one hand, yeah, great things. But then I think that the time that you spend organizing stuff and doing something, it like takes a lot off your mind. You don't worry about stuff when you're organizing. You can't really think. So it has like this meditative quality for me, at
Right.
least, because you can't really do much anything but just concentrate on the task that you're doing. And that's being mindful.
Right, that's interesting. Like what we go through with Pesach, like you have all this balagan, and but as a shlab, you get to Pesach, Leil HaSeder, like the night of organizing and Seder. But to get to that night, you have to go through like all the balagan to get there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think it does something good for your soul. I think it really is something that, and there are two ways of doing it. I mean, you can organize because you're all stressed out and you can't deal with this anymore, and you just go to it and you're very angry about it. Or you can say, okay, I have an opportunity here. And I want to seize this opportunity. And what helps me seize these opportunities is when I know I'm doing something small.
Right.
If it's like a huge task, it's like, I'm going to do my whole room today. No way. No way. But if I say, I take a look at a shelf and I say, okay, this shelf is a disaster. I'm just going to do this shelf today. So that's really okay.
It creates momentum.
Yeah.
And then you can do the whole room because you
can do then another something small.
I'm actually great at making the mess. I'm amazing at making messes, and I'm even better at telling my kids to clean up my mess.
How does that work for you?
My kids are so scarred by like sprinkles and nuts and same and everything. They won't touch it. They won't touch it because I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the same, that's pour on, that's the same. And then I'm like, okay, clean it up.
Stuff, and then they have to clean it up.
And it gets everywhere. It gets in your hair, it gets in your teeth, it gets on the couch, it gets in the food. And my kids are just like, okay, never, it's not coming in our house.
It's like you reverse the roles.
Oh my God. And I'm like, it's just so bad because, like I forced them to like be more, square. Then I should be I'm the mom. I should be the one, telling them what to do. And the reverse is so they're like, no, they're scarred from sparklers and permanent markers that don't come off. They are totally scarred. Tell me about which character did you like in I Dream of Genie and Bewitched?
Okay. So I'll start with Bewitched.
Okay.
I love the mother-in-law.
No, she was totally a witch.
That's why I did my eyes today, like in Dora style. And I love her because she's like so obnoxious.
Yeah.
I love it, that people can allow themselves to be obnoxious.
Oh.
I wouldn't. I'm too nice.
I liked her.
She's like
she added color.
Yeah. She dressed very colorfully. And she's like, I'm not normal and that's okay. And I'm never gonna confirm. And
right.
I love that.
She's also like the stereotypical witch of a mother, like of a mother-in-law, like in so many formats, like also a witch and also like the mother. Like, she was great. She is just so much fun.
And she has like the power to change stuff into anything she wants and to punish. And both shows have this element of jealousy and punishment. And and Genie gets jealous of someone, so she punishes them and she like makes it really bad for them. And the same thing also Dora does it. Even what's her name, Samantha, the witch, she also does that. Sometimes you wish you could punish people who deserve it.
Do you think that we as quote normal people, are we like vindictive? Like they show it on television, but like how often do people do something to us and then you're such a and then like evil thoughts or going out of your way to be like not bad, but like not nice, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
person gave me offense once, so that's it. I'm not, you know,
Yeah.
interesting, like how that
It,
affects us.
yeah. I think as kids we allow ourselves much more of it. And when we grow older, we say, okay, this is not nice. And it doesn't feel nice to be vindictive, you know. I mean, basically, you're carrying with yourself this emotion of trying to pay back. And
I call it bitch mode.
yeah,
It's a powerful
yeah,
place.
it is powerful. And I'm sure we all have thoughts of this.
Right.
But I mean, actions maybe less, much less. And you know, as Jews and Torah keeping Jews, we try to be good people. We want to be on the good side.
No, but sometimes it's just so hard. And I try, and I, you know, I have to give my children over that lesson too, you know. And if I'm, you know, in that powerful place of being bitchy and whatever, and then I give over to my kids, no, you can. It's just like, you know, hypocritical of it. So like I have to change my way of thinking.
Yeah.
But I have told my kids, I've always told them, if somebody hits you, you hit them back twice as hard, so they know not to mess with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who I liked? I liked the doctor in I Dream of Genie, the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He was always like, you know, questioning his reality. Like he knew his reality to be very straight and straightforward. But, you know, when Genie came around and all these things kept happening, all of a sudden his reality is changing, and he wouldn't accept the concept that there is such a thing as magic or witchcraft or genies or whatever.
Right.
His world was just very logical. And, you know, you see him like, you know, scratching his head, like, huh? Like it doesn't coincide with the reality that he's built with himself. And he has to find excuses in his mind, oh, as to why this happened. Oh, you know, this happened because of, and not accept the realm that there is magic or witchcraft or.
Well, I had an experience like that last week.
Okay.
Like a week and a half ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I lost my hat, one of my favorite hats.
Oh.
And I couldn't find it, but I knew it was somewhere in the house. And then like a week and a half later, I find the hat on the floor next to my bed. Now I knew it wasn't there because, you know, I see the floor next to my bed every day. And I'm like, how did it just appear like that?
Magically appear.
Thank you, God. And then the other night, Mayor comes to me and said, I found your hat. And I wanted to toss it on your bed and it fell to the floor. But for me, this was like this magical moment, you know?
That's awesome.
But I think there is, I don't know if we'll call it magical realm, but I think there is a realm beyond natural stuff that you can't explain.
Right. Like where my socks go in the washing machine.
Yeah. And especially like about connection between people.
Ooh.
Like some people, you meet them and you automatically feel connected to them. And you can't explain why.
Ooh.
There is no reason to it. But I think, you know, if we talk about souls and stuff like that, there are certain souls that we're supposed to meet, we're supposed to connect with, and something in us recognizes it right away.
I like it. I like it.
So I think we should all like let ourselves experience this, you know.
Open yourselves up.
Yeah.
So, wow, that's interesting. Like, if you think about all the people in the world that you're supposed to meet, and every one of them has a message. So, like, maybe it was just one person had a message just to pass the Coke, or to say something, you know, humorous to you at a dark time, or that's interesting. And it's like we're talking past lives, previous lives, you know, and everybody has this intersects with your life at a certain point and at a specific point for a specific reason.
Right.
It blows your mind when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Wow.
We're living in a world that's way, way behind what we can comprehend.
Ooh, I'm waiting.
So what do you think about the master and servant relationship in I Love Genie? My master.
My
You'd like
master.
somebody to tell you, master, what can I do for you?
Like on a certain level, maybe, but I wouldn't want a woman for sure.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no. I think it was like very, periodical, like where the man is in charge. And okay, so the man is in charge, so I am your slave. I am, and like it was very appropriate to the time where that time period of when the television show came on. The man is, that. I'm wondering, like they got married, Genie and
Yeah, but that killed the show.
did it?
Yeah. After they got married, that was the last season.
Wow.
Because they had all the flirting quality.
Okay.
Was there through 8 seasons, and then when they got married, it was like,
Now what?
now what? Yeah. So that also is a very powerful thing, because flirting is nice, but it's not the real thing, and you like it keeps you in constant want and need.
Ooh.
And that was good for a TV show.
Right. I'll tell you, Yael gets so annoyed whenever I mention it, but it made my day. This was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, maybe a year. I don't know, I can't remember. The guy comes up to me, and I was just like, it, honest to God, made my day. He says, "את רוצה לשתות איתי קפה?" And I'm like, wait,
ask you out for a coffee?
Do what I mean, I felt right here, and like what? But it made my day. It was just like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. But like secretly, I'm thinking, so
flatters.
Totally. So I'm like thinking to myself, if you could create this ideal job, right? You know what it would be? It would be going up to like older, unattractive women and saying, "Hey, is he a fad?" They would get
so gorgeous.
They would get such a kick out of it. It would make their day. And what is it? Like,
well, we can do that. If women compliment each other, it's not the same thing.
If women compliment each other.
If you tell a woman how beautiful she is, or how shiny she looks today, she doesn't make her day.
It does,
but it's not the same thing.
Not the same. It's not. I think sometimes women towards women are just catty. Okay. Like, oh, I can't compliment you because that means I'm not. Like we're so insecure about who we are, so we can't give a natural compliment with the full effects. Like, oh, what you're wearing today really highlights, or what you're wearing today really looks good, or really like. If we are able to get past that insecurity.
Yeah, I'm past that. I love complimenting women. I love telling them how beautiful they are. And because, I see the beauty. Right. And I love to comment on it, And I wish we would do that more,
Yeah, we should form like this sisterhood of like of women that empower each other and are not afraid to say the truth. Truly,
there's nobody like you in the universe, and nobody can compete. The whole idea of competition between women or between colleagues or something like that, we can't. I think it's sort of passé. It sort of belongs to a different era. Right. I mean, today I feel like each has their own thing to give to the world. Right. And we're both dealing with happiness, and you have a totally different ball game, and I have a totally different field, and
I don't interfere with you, and you don't threaten me, right? And I like sometimes I listen to you, and I'm like lifted up. But you gave me like an interesting message there, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting off topic, but I love the fact that like fashion in women, religious women, it used to be so and I love seeing like what you said. I love seeing the fact that we've evolved. Like today, a religious woman is regal. Yeah. I love that. I love that she's got the mitpachat and the dress and the makeup and the earrings, and it's just Like that's how
yeah.
you should be, you know, like
Right. Yeah. Okay. So another thing we wanted to talk about in the show is being normal versus being abnormal.
what's normal.
Yeah. So definitely Genie and the witch, Samantha, are not normal.
Right.
But like Samantha goes to extreme efforts to try and be normal.
Right.
To try, and she has kids and she tries to raise her kids.
Are they witches?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the girl is. I'm not sure about the boy. But you know, it's a conflict because they have to keep secrets and they can't show anybody, like just like show off. And like any superpower shows, you have like the secret identity. And the whole thing about keeping who you are a secret is, I think, a very big burden.
It depressed me, you know, like when I would see Samantha being, you know, oh, you know, he would try to like normalize her, and she would just, it actually depressed me a bit because, you know, you're trying to, this is what a wife should be, this is what a woman should be, and you're trying to put her in a box instead of celebrating her gifts and what she is and what she can become. It, you know, it felt like she was being repressed, not only by her husband, but by herself. You know, I still want to be normal. I still want to be normal. And the more you fight it, the more it comes out in a bad way, instead of just allowing who you are to be.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a witch and you allow who you are to be out there, so they'll probably, you know, put you at a stake or something and burn you. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if today people would burn witches, but there's still
there
a lot of prejudice and a lot of anti.
Do you think there are witches today? Witches.
Oh, I'm in a group on Facebook of good witches. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Oh my gosh. What do you guys talk about in your group versus secret stuff?
They do all kinds of stuff, you know, they especially like gather all kinds of stuff from the earth and do incantations and stuff. I don't know. I don't do that kind of stuff. I just use, you know, the powers that I got from God to help heal people. But so I think there are powers. I think definitely our Torah said that we should not deal with the powers that are not from God. God gave the ability to other powers to be there, out there. Some of them are very dark and sinister and not fun at all. And but I think when, like, if you connect to God and you do all your work with God and not get, you know, so I think it's different. Because on the other hand, we have also Kabbalah. We have also, you know, the hidden Torah, and they have a bunch of stuff going on there. And there are some very great rabbis who know how to, you know, do stuff.
So just people who study all this stuff and they abuse it. Right.
Right.
And that's the worst.
Everything in Torah can be abused.
Right.
That's really the flip side. Yeah.
Getting back to secrets, I think, you know, in today we're so open and we're so accepting, and I think we heard something very profound that, you know, like in terms of like sexual abuse and sexual misconstrued behaviors, you know, that if somebody tells you that it's a secret, and that's not okay, you know, and that has to set off alarm bells. Right. So here it's not, you know, something inappropriate, but like I'm thinking like how I would translate that to my kids. Like say I was a witch, or say my kid, I can be. I totally can be. But like in terms of the openness that we raise our children with today, you know, such a thing, it would require a lot of thought, because, you know, you're educating your children that you don't keep secrets. That secrets are not good. There's surprises, which are good. You know, you want to throw Ima a surprise party and give her lots of presents, yay. Or you want to do something else, that's a surprise. But like a secret is not something that you want to keep. And it bothers me that, you know, they had to keep this identity, the very essence of who they are, like a secret. Like, okay, no, we don't talk about that. No, no, no.
Yeah.
You know,
I think we all experience that in a minor way, that when we meet people, when we are, you know, schmoozing with people, we don't disclose everything that we are. We don't share all our thoughts.
Right.
We and that's part of, like, when you're intimate with somebody, you show them your vulnerabilities, you show them all your fucked up stuff, parts, you know. And so there is an amount of, like, keeping a little bit of who you are to yourself in, like, normal life.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, to some degree, but it is it is important, as you said, to tell the kids. If somebody tells you this is a secret, and don't tell. And also, I think also they can trust their inner gut, like, to know if it's a confusing situation, if they don't feel 100% that something's right. So that means it's wrong.
That means you have to share. You have to open it up.
Yeah, yeah.
We are heading towards the end of this episode, but I do want to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay. If you can have one superpower and one wish. What's it gonna be?
So I'm debating between 2 superpowers.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to fly.
Ooh.
I always wanted to fly. I don't know why. I wanted to fly. But I don't know, there's something about it, just like to be high above everything. I guess for a perspective, I don't know what I'm looking for up there. Like, I always wanted to fly.
Disengagement.
And the other superpower that I would love to have is something that I do in my clinic, is like the power to heal. But to really, really heal. Like in E.T. when he goes like this.
Or what was that show where she was a Martian and she would just go like this?
I don't remember.
I guess I watched more TV than you.
Yeah. Okay. So
okay, and your wish. And your one wish. I'll tell you.
Oh, my one wish. I don't know. Because, like, wishes are tricky.
Right.
You know, let's say I say, okay, I want to be rich. Ding, ding, ding. Does that mean that necessarily I'm going to be really happy because now I'm rich?
You want to hear a great line?
Yeah.
Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness doesn't know where to shop.
That's a good one. But I guess right now, with my daughter's wedding coming around, that's what I would wish for.
What, that you're rich?
I think so. It's not a bad wish.
No. No much not. Okay. So for me, my superpower, hold on, I have to think about this. I think my superpower would be to turn things into gold or into money. Like, you know, you can, like, you can take that alchemy and make metal into gold.
Okay.
So that's my superpower.
Okay.
And my wish would be to have clarity.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like Yeshua, that's like to clarity, like know what the next step is and to take it.
That's wonderful. I like that one.
We didn't say that we're gonna save the world.
Very personal wishes. Very personal wishes.
Mashiach, or basically that. We didn't say any of that. We're very self-focused, but I think that would be my you know, because I think you could do so much good with money. Yeah. You know, like if you had an abundant money,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
total, you know.
And then that never ends.
Yeah.
Never ending money. I would buy out like the whole news system, all the news channels and all the newspapers, and replace all the cruddy news that we hear with good news. We would search for all the good news, and that would be the only thing being broadcasted all
like
day.
that.
That's what I would do.
I would like promote. This has been one of my goals, that I have enough money to have a gemach, that, you know, people want to start a business, or people want to do something, and I wouldn't be worried about getting it back, you know, and do something, show me that you can do good in the world. Here, take $1 million.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah.
Let's build better McDash. You know, here, take
Okay,
30 million.
yeah.
That's
That's great. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
But clarity, I think sometimes I'm just like so in the dark, without knowing which step to take.
Yeah.
So if I could have clarity, just light up one at a time.
Wonderful.
One thing at a time. And this is the end of
our
Shmooze. We hope you liked it, and
thumbs up. Give us thumbs up.
Subscribe.
But
we're interested to know, what would your wish be?
Oh.
And what would your superpower be?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. We need comments.
Write us, and we'd love to hear it, because maybe we missed one. Maybe we had our chance for one wish and we missed it.
Right.
Maybe we would grow from your experiences.
Right.
Let us know, and we will see you next week on The Shmooze.